All right. So let's talk about what exactly we're trying to do. Just like a short 30-second gist of what we're trying to build is essentially the decentralized version of LinkedIn, or basically a way to have a decentralize some of the recruiting process that would typically go on in LinkedIn Recruiter, right? Which is like a centralized service provider. So the idea that we have kind of done in Recruiter.Party is that each person or each developer kind of lives as an ERC1155 NFT and a fungible token. And so the way it works is you kind of pay a small fee to unlock these ERC1155 tokens, or essentially the developer private profiles. And then the recruiter essentially can access their data. So the technical aspect of it is a bit complicated in the way that we have a backend that kind of proxies the encrypted data back to the front end after checking if you have ownership. So now let's talk about what we're kind of seeing right now. So essentially for now, we have like 2-3 components to what you're seeing right now. So one is what we're calling the basic profile, which is like every ceramic DID essentially has the ability to have it. So like you have maybe a name, maybe a description, maybe some location, date, profile, images, stuff like that, right? And then what you see here is what we are calling a private profile. And this is essentially what is the data that is locked and can essentially be decrypted later on if you kind of buy them for a certain amount of money. So like just to give you a comparison, like this is a profile of someone who I have not unlocked, and this is how it looks, right? We cannot access their data or anything. And then this is Daiwat, who is like a dev working with us, and he's already granted me access to his profile. So now I can access his name, his personal email, phone number, whatever, right? So let's kind of test the flow out and see how it looks from a recruiter who kind of wants to unlock someone's profile. So the first step is obviously to just connect to wallet, sign a message. And then what I'll do here is let me just move the zoom bar. So essentially, this is Damu's profile. We just created it for the demo so that we can show you how it might look from both of our perspective. So I'm just gonna put 0.1 dummy RC20. We're just gonna give it unlimited allowance. I think I already have allowance. So it just, if you do not have allowance, it'll show you the approve button. If you have allowance, it'll show you it'll show you the confirm button. Since I already have approved it, I'll just go ahead and confirm my transaction. So I'm gonna click confirm. Our transaction was sent. So we're just gonna wait for that to be included. Yeah, I think that should be good. Yeah, it closed, right? So now Damu can essentially share his screen and kind of show how the approval process works. And then I'll just come back and show the decryption part of it. Damu, you're there, right?
Okay, I'm here with my signal with my wallet. And if I go to a pro request, I will see the request from Ankit, and I can approve this one. I need to approve the transaction. The transaction was sent. And the transaction confirmed. So now Ankit should be able to see my private profile.
Yep. All right. Let's see how that looks. All right, just gonna sign that request. And yeah, you can see his data. We see his name, his email, and whatever his phone number, right? So essentially what's happening, what you're seeing right now is that the information is being decrypted on the fly by our backend, and then is being proxied to the front end by checking the dynamic ownership of your tokens. So if we kind of just go to the contract, all right, so this is just an example of if you see like 0.1 tokens have been transferred. But essentially, on the other hand, what's happening is when he approves the request, he's getting 80% of that, which is 0.08. And then the rest 20% is kept in the contract as a protocol fee. So it's essentially a way for the whoever is kind of creating it for them to gain revenue, as well as for the protocol to kind of gain revenue from it as well. And that's essentially how Recruiter.Party works. Thank you.
I see Austin clapping over there. I think we need to get some snaps for everyone who's presenting here. Congrats to the Recruiter.Party group. That's really cool. And boy, if we slay LinkedIn, that's a big whale to slay. So excited about Recruiter.Party. And Keith, I think that Recruiter.Party, we talked about maybe having a some needs for like designers and sort of like product management. So anything that you can say about asks that you have for the group while you have everyone's attention?
Yeah, definitely. So like we currently have 3 devs working on it. We were thinking that if we had one more developer and probably someone who can kind of help us with the UI UX aspect of it, that would be great. Because at the state that we are at, like I feel that we are pretty functional, but we are not at the state where people will feel happy using it, and that's where we want to be as soon as possible. So yeah, that's what I think we should do.